For the first time ever, Polk Nation is from the Townsley Law Center, Townsley Law Arena.
Townsley Law Arena. How about that?
Brand new, named on Tuesday.
That's right. I am so excited. $4.5 million over 15 years.
Incredible. The second highest in Southland Conference history, coming on the heels of the highest, coming
Correct.
on the heels of 1.2, what was it,
1.25, yeah,
million for Boudreaux's logo on the court.
That's right.
I just read today that you sold the official pain relief. What was it?
AccuPlus.
AccuPlus.
Yeah. The cream that really helps you heal faster and all. It's unbelievable
You
stuff.
still got we still have the official bug place from the East, correct? The heating and
You're so ridiculous. But the Townsley Law Arena, it's a huge deal. And we're going to have Jesse Vidrine on here momentarily from Boudreaux. And but you know, it's just it really is.
Some $11 million in 8 months.
It's right at 11
Can't
million.
buy me lunch being at $11 million in 8 months.
Now it all doesn't come right now. Obviously, it's over a course of time, but it's true. You know, we have signed $11 million worth of naming rights within the last 8 months.
Naming rights and sponsorships. Because not everything is named. Like,
Correct.
Like Boudreaux's is a sponsorship.
That's right.
But Townsley Law Arena would be a naming rights.
That's
Navarre
right.
is a naming rights.
That's right.
I came down Navarre Drive.
Correct. Navarre Performance Center.
Yeah.
So it's been great, you know.
Give me a car though.
But I will tell you, it's surreal to think about, you know, where this department was, you know,
5 years
ago to where it is now. We've really grown up, and I couldn't be happier. You know, I couldn't be more proud.
You did what we said at the time you had to do, which was grow up as an organization. If you wanted to play eventually on that field, you had to be there. Now, we didn't know that to play on any field you needed to do that.
Yeah.
At the time, it was to kind of play with the big boys, but right now it's almost a matter of survival.
It is, and you know, I said this, you know, Tuesday, but when Dr. Roos and I sat down and talked about the vision, really like where we're going to take this department, you know, we wanted to be very strategic in what we invested in, and obviously we've invested in football, and I truly believe that is going to pay off. It's just a little bit longer for the return, and we knew that men's basketball at this level could give us a national brand that nothing else can do. Now, if you're in the SEC or the Big Ten or something like that, obviously it's football.
Sure.
But at the FCS level, there's not. I mean, we're all getting to the NCAA tournament. You're competing for the national championship.
Yeah.
So us just being strategic in where we invested helps grow enrollment, grow the brand. And consequently continue to elevate the community. And, you know, what Jesse has done, what Todd Townsley and the law firm has done, like, you know, that's how it all happened. I mean, it all started with a true vision and being very strategic in what we were trying to do. And it's amazing to see it all come to fruition.
For you, it's the fact that you got to sell the one, and then people in the community got to see what that actually looked like, and wanted to join into that. Is that kind of been the snowball? Is once you got the first one going, you actually had a product to sell?
Yeah, and I think that people, you know, really understand the vision and where we're trying to go. And I think that we've done a really good job of articulating the fact that if you invest in McNeese athletics, you can change the institution as a whole. And when you change the university as a whole, you can impact an entire community, and it has an economic impact. Like there is going to be, and there has been, obviously from a marketing standpoint, but return on investment. You know, I think those are the things, and that's the things that...
You have to show business people that they're getting something out of it,
absolutely,
too.
100%.
And now you see, with like Boudreaux's on the court, every time there's a game here, and you got the CBS thing coming in, too, that is now, they want to go national. That is now a national platform.
Exactly right. That's
and,
exactly
and
right.
And that is an interesting thing that is, now I want to ask you this, because we've talked a little bit about this in the past. Eventually we're going to have patches on names. I don't think we're going to go to the Chico Bales bonds on the back like in.
Right.
But you're going to have something. We've already had the Nike swooshes and all that in the past. Does the NCAA have any regulations for other fields besides football and basketball? I mean, can you put something on a baseball field? We already see the signs in the.
All of that is I think it's all coming. I think that's imminent. When does all that get approved? I'm not sure yet, but 100%. And we will be on the front lines of that, just like we were with NIL and naming rights and et cetera. But I think, again, the thing that I'm the most proud of is this was a strategic plan that we made 4 or 5 years ago, and it's starting to come to fruition, and that's what's amazing. And Dr. Roos said this in our all-staff meeting. I bring him in for all of our athletic staff meeting, and he said this, like, we're never going to go back to pork steak you, right? Where we're going to go and have pork steaks, and that's how we're going to raise money, and those days are over. And if we're not continuing to drive revenue, we can't be successful. And so I'm excited about where we're at, but I'm even more excited about where we're headed.
When we come back, we'll have Jesse talk about Boudreaux, and we'll find out what else Heath is selling after this.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinand. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinand Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team, too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
Welcome to Pope Nation. I am honored to have a friend, a colleague, my partner, Jesse Vidrine. Thank you for being here, Jesse.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
So, owner of Boudreaux Pharmacy, just put your logo on the court.
Yep.
And you guys are seriously kicking butt. But I got so many questions for you. But the first thing is, why investing in McNeese Athletics, in particular, the logo on the court?
Yeah, so Heath, look, I'm an alumni here, essentially born and raised here, okay? And this community is just incredibly important to Kylie and I. It's where we raise our children, it's where our business is located. And so, just that kind of commitment to the university, I think was just the right thing to do. It was the right timing. We got a couple of questions during the unveiling about the timing and the purpose. It was really all about timing for us. right? And what made sense for us. So I think the other thing is if you look at McNeese in the state of Louisiana versus what's going on at other universities, you can't really ignore the fact that McNeese is growing in a really special way, not only from an academic standpoint, but also from an athletic standpoint as well. And so when you see that, when there's something special happening, you want to be a part of it.
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
just want to be a part of it.
One of the things I've noticed is that the people that are kind of investing now all have ties to the university. You're an alumni.
Sure.
Navarro's alumni. It seems like you're reinvesting not only in the university but the community itself. That's something we didn't see before. What's kind of the difference now that you're seeing?
Everybody loves a winner.
Okay.
Everybody loves a winner. And look, I was coming to basketball games when they were downtown, right? Or when they were at the Burton Center and there was 7 people there, right? And so I was there for that, and we took those lumps. But the fact of the matter is that winning gets people excited, and so it makes that decision easier. Certainly, we've been donating for a number of years prior to Will Wade and Heath getting here. But when Heath got here, what really happened was Heath came into our pharmacy. And said, look, I want to build a relationship here in this city. And so I said, wonderful. And, Heath and I built a relationship over 2, 3, 4 years, really, since he took over as the AD here. And Heath was really the one to say, look, this is the dream. Paint the picture and say, look, we want you to be a part of that. And I think it's one thing to say, yes, we want to do this for our community, that's exciting. It's another thing that when the community is turning around and saying, hey, we want you to be a part of it too, right? It's always nice to want to be wanted. I think that's what pretty much anybody wants. And so I know that from McNeese State University and from the leadership here, we're wanted here. And I think, you ask anybody, they want to be wanted. So that's where we are today.
And another thing I hear a lot of is you guys are all businessmen.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a better return for the investment as well, aren't you?
Certainly. It's funny, when we took over Boudreaux's in 2020, our business was, for lack of a better expression, flailing, doing very poorly. And so, that was why Kylie and I got to take it over. And so when we took that over, we got the opportunity to really start kind of building our brand back. And so when you partner a pharmacy that's 102 years old, really been ingrained in the healthcare community in Southwest Louisiana for 100 years, and then you pair that up with McNeese, such an integral part not only of the community but also of the kind of an economic driver of Southwest Louisiana. It makes sense when we get to match those two up, and I think that's, to your point, I think that's probably a big reason, a part of the success that we've had.
It seems like a lot of things he's done and a lot of things that people have joined in as similar stories, kind of rebounding from the hurricane, kind of having to almost restart your whole business.
Yeah, I joke all the time, and I appreciate the question. I joke all the time. My wife and I had owned the pharmacy for 14 days. I didn't even know the code, the security code to the building, and Hurricane Laura hit. Right, and so we can go through the flood and the freeze and all of those things. But when you think about that, it's really just a testament to our community, but also our company, the resilience that we have. That's who we are. We're going to be here for our community no matter really what happens, and also here for the university. And so we're really focused on that.
Well, it's really interesting, Jim, because when he took over the pharmacy is the same year I took over being the AD. And when, I was the AD for 2 months before the hurricane. It's like we rebuilt our, quote unquote, our businesses together at the same time. And I think that's one thing that I really realized early on in this relationship was he was going through a lot of the same struggles and challenges that I was. But to see where Boudreaux's is now, it's unbelievable. In the next segment, we're going to get into exactly what all that you do, because it's not just a place where, you go into the Walmart pharmacy and pick up your amoxicillin or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, that's right.
It's completely different. Yeah. But talk just really briefly, though, what was it like? Because from my own perspective, you have the pharmacy for 14 days. The hurricanes come in, you don't, what was those moments like?
I think it's just like a basketball player in the game. you're reacting, right? And it's funny, when you look at my background, I've had a lot of different experiences in my work background, from at the bank to being in sales at a number of different companies, to then moving into construction for Turner, a big time donor here. And so when you look, I had a lot of different experiences. And I was uniquely kind of fitted with a set of tools to go, I know exactly what we need to do. One of those tools was being born and raised in Southwest Louisiana. Amen. We know what the routine is, right? We know what the routine is. Generators got to get pumped up. We got to make sure we got plenty of fuel. We got to make sure where all the babies are going to sleep at night. We got plenty of formula. We got plenty of food. And so those, really, as I mentioned, a basketball player, he's not thinking, he's reacting, right? And the same way for us, that happened. And a funny story. So my wife is in the pharmacy. At this time, we have one pharmacist. It's my wife, Kylie. And I pull up at 5:30 in the morning, and I call my father-in-law, her father, Bennett, and I say, Mr. Bennett, I need you to help me board up the windows. At this time, it was a Category 3, and I knew it was going to be a 4. And he said, yeah, no problem. I'll be there. I'll meet you there first thing in the morning. And so it's getting daylight, and we're boarding up the windows, and my wife walks out, born and raised in Houston. Okay, so she's never experienced a massive hurricane before, and she says, what are y'all doing? And she was like, I need your help in the pharmacy right now. I don't need you outside. And I'm like, trust me. and so I wish I would have been wrong. Yeah. I wish I'd have been wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about it and about the future of investing in McNeese after this.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. Shoemate tips the brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
Back with Jesse from Boudreaux. Right behind us, you're fully stamped now on the court. You're fully stamped on Joe Dumar's court forever. People will see that all over the country. What does that do? What does that impact do for you guys, do you think, as far as just notoriety and getting your name out that you're now committed to this university?
I think first off, it's a little surreal. And the reason I say that is because, from a company that started where we're at versus where we're at now, it's hard to really put into perspective what this means and kind of the gravity of what we're doing here for McNeese and kind of the partnership. But when you talk about kind of the validity that this kind of agreement or arrangement makes for our company, it's huge, right? And so, people have a lot of different options out there with respect to where they get their medication and what kind of healthcare provider they use. And so I think when you talk about what this means for us moving forward, not only for Southwest Louisiana, but Louisiana as a whole, I think what this says is this gives us more validation to the entire state that says this is an organization that patients, providers, business owners can depend on in a number of different facets for their healthcare needs, and I think it means a ton. Really, I think it carries a ton of weight, and really excited about the opportunity to be able to do something like this.
You said something interesting the other day, is you said that this is obviously gets a lot of eyeballs.
Yes.
But you guys do a lot of other stuff with the school that doesn't get noticed. What are some of those things that you kind of do other than sports?
I think Heath mentioned it. It was so funny. Heath and I determined early on that the best way for us to work together was to make sure that their players were in the best position to be able to compete on a daily basis, whether it be at practice or in games. And so, naturally it made sense for us to be able to take care of the players in a healthcare perspective with medication. A player gets injured, they get sick, the doctor takes care of them, and we're there coming to the rescue as quick as you can to get those patients back on the mend so they can get back on the field or the court. And so, those are one of the ways. I remember a long time ago when there was about 6 or 7 of us at the store, I was bringing medications to the field house to drop off to Hunter so the patient, so the players could get on their medications as quickly as possible. In the past, I think they were using, one of the big box stores, I won't name any names, you're not getting that kind of customer service. You're not getting that kind of quality, frankly, in some of the medications. So, when you look at that, that's one of the things that we're doing, working with the business center at low levels, various levels, trying to really help the business center and also help us try to place young new professionals in roles. And so those are just some of the things that we've worked on.
So talk about this, Jesse, because Boudreaux's, the pharmacy, you offer a lot of different things than any other pharmacy around. Talk about what you guys do and what you offer that is different.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that sticks out to me right now is sterile compounding, right? So if you rewind about...
What is that, though?
Yeah, sterile compounding. So literally, we have to be really careful the words that we're using here, but we are preparing medications or making patient-specific drugs inside of a sterile environment in order for them to either be injected into the body or be put directly into the body via eye drops. And so, when you think about that, before 2 years ago, we were probably only one of about 30 to 35 sterile compounding facilities in the entire U.S., right? Sterile compounding was something that was really going out of the door. It's incredibly expensive to operate. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars each year just to keep it open, right? And so when you think about that, and then we fast forward 2 years, now there's sterile compounders popping up everywhere. I believe right now in the state of Louisiana, I think there's 6 sterile compounders right now. The majority of those, they are not meant for the public. So all of these products are either going to a facility or to a hospital or something else. They're not being able to be purchased by the general public or going to a clinic.
That's really cool. Yep.
And so that's probably the biggest thing that really differentiates us, not only here in Lake Charles or Louisiana, but the country.
And I know this, but I think Polk Nation would be shocked, but where all do you distribute? Because you do the compounding, et cetera. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But you're in 43 different states.
Yeah, really exciting. I kind of pinch myself all the time. We started this project 2 years ago. We were at a conference, and on the way back, Kylie and I determined that we had to take the company nationwide. That was the only way that we were going to be able to really reach our goals. And so we began this process of applying for pharmacy licenses across the country. And so you think that's an easy process for sterile compounding because it's so dangerous and because it requires so much expertise. The application processes are, number one, very expensive, number two, very painful, and they're long. And so, we're licensed in 43 states right now. We'll be licensed in all 50 states by the end of Q1 of 2026. And so it's funny because Kylie and I were talking this weekend on the way back from Tampa. We're looking to be able to ship drugs out of the country, which is super exciting, opening up new markets. And so with that, right now we did a report this past weekend. Kylie pulled the report off of our software. We ship drugs to 37 states right now. And that's something that I'm really proud of. We've worked really hard to get there. And so, it's a unique thing. We're growing every day. Stella Zervos, our new national sales director, she's brought on 10 new salespeople in the last 2 weeks. So things are going well.
All this from basically where you guys started, too.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
It's an amazing turnaround, and you can see it on the court now, on Joe Dumars' court. We'll find out what Heath is selling next after this on Polk Nation.
Join Don's Wash Club and score big on clean rides all season. Unlock discounts on washes, interior cleanings, oil changes, and more. Whether you're tailgating or heading home after the game, keep your ride looking like a pro. Not ready to commit? No worries. Scan the QR code on screen to see what we're all about. Enjoy your ride with Don's on McNeese, Ryan, and Nelson.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
We're back, and one of the things I wanted to ask you about in the final minutes here is homecoming. Mm-hmm. You're 2 weeks away from homecoming.
Yep.
Who's the next group?
LA Rocks.
LA Rocks.
Yes.
How were the flamethrowers?
They were phenomenal. We had a couple, 2,500 people or so in there. It was great. It is, the block parties have really become a staple for this community. They're really, really well attended. So I'm looking forward to us getting back on the win column. Homecomings, obviously we have a big stretch of games here. Our schedule up to this point was very, very challenging. We've
played the best teams you're going to play.
Correct. We've had 2 bye games, which is not ideal, especially when you're going into your first year. And then you played probably the 2 best teams in the conference back to back. But we got a week now. We're in a bye week. Hopefully we get healthy. We figure out how to play better football, and I'm confident we will. And I'm very confident that we're going to finish the season really strong.
Basketball dinner.
Yeah,
coming up
October 22nd. We have 10 tables left. It's going to be right here in the Legacy Center. It has turned into a real event, and we only have 10 tables left. So if you want a table,
here we go.
I promise you, if you want a table, get to MAF, go to MAF, and you're going to see it right there. Tip off dinner
Foundation.
That's right, and you'll be able to purchase your table.
What do you get for a table?
Well, you get a free meal, and the meal is going to be catered by 121. It's very, very. It's going to be phenomenal. You get to meet all the women's program, the men's program. You get to hear from the coaches and speak. There's going to be a small auction with some really cool items. I will tell you this: Will Wade donated 4 tickets to his suite with his wife for the Duke game. So if you want a chance to,
really,
oh yeah, Duke at NC State. I called Coach a couple weeks ago, and he's like, yeah, my wife they gave us a suite, so my wife would love to take care of anybody who wants to come. 4 tickets to Duke at North Carolina State. But you can't get it if you don't get to the tip-off dinner. How about that?
I don't get to go to Duke.
Yeah, I can probably get you a table, or not a table, I can get you a seat.
A seat. Get a seat in the background.
Yeah, but it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event.
Do you sit with the crowd?
Yeah, for sure.
So
absolutely.
You're going to sit at a seat?
Yeah,
You're going to sit
sure.
at one of the tables?
I'm going to sit at one of the tables, absolutely.
That would be one of the cheaper tables, I would imagine?
Yeah, probably in the back, by the bathroom, absolutely.
In the back, by the bathroom. Okay, final question for you for the day is this. Have you talked to people in the conference about them doing some of these similar things? Are they trying these things, or are you the only one out there doing all this?
With the naming rights and all those things? I think people are trying to. I think the difference that...
Because the thing is, it's great that you're investing, but the conference has to invest too.
They do, but the issue, not the issue, when we decided to get rid of our third-party corporate sponsorship corporation, and bringing our corporate sponsorships in-house, it is a lot of work. Because I oversee that and I oversee the whole athletic department. So all the things like Jesse said, I'm the one out there selling that. Most people in most universities at our level are not set up that way.
Yeah.
And so I think that gives us an advantage. Now it's a lot of work, but I will tell you that, again, sometimes, you plant a seed and it takes a while for it, to benefit from it and get the crop. And that's where it is with football right now. But I'm telling you, we're going to be good because we're doing all the right things and the investment is there.
Homecoming next week after the bye week.
That's right.
We'll see you then.